When we think about pollution, our minds usually jump to smog in the air or plastic in the ocean, right? Stuff we can see and touch. But there's this other kind of pollution, one that's quietly wiping out a really fundamental part of our world's environment. We're talking about light pollution, and it's doing way more than just hiding the stars. It's actually messing with a rhythm as old as life itself.
No, really, think about it for a second. I don't mean just a couple of bright dots in a hazy sky. I mean a sky that's just jam-packed with constellations, with the Milky Way splashed right across it. For so many of us, that incredible sight is either a super distant memory or, maybe something we've never even seen at all. And that personal feeling of loss, it's actually the first clue to a huge global change that's happening right now.
So, how did we get to this point? For basically all of human history, the night sky was this universal constant. It was our map, our calendar, our source of wonder and stories. But in just a little over a century, our own lights have started to completely wash it out. And we're only just now starting to figure out what that really means, what we're losing.
This line from the source paper, man, it is the absolute heart of the issue. Every single living thing on this planet, from the tiniest microbe all the way up to us, is tuned to this ancient, super predictable cycle of day and night. It's like our biological metronome. And for the first time in Earth's history, we've gone and messed with it, just flooding the entire night with artificial daylight.
Okay, but how do you actually measure something like that? I mean, how can scientists put a number on the loss of darkness itself? Well, that's the exact question a really fascinating study set out to answer, by creating this whole network to constantly watch the sky.
To pull this off, researchers set up 14 of these special sensors all across this region in Spain. And you can see on the map, they were really smart about where they put them. They have some in bright city centers, some in the suburbs, and some way out in these remote, truly dark rural spots. This setup let them capture the entire spectrum of our impact on the night.
The key thing they were measuring is something called night sky brightness, or NSB for short. To put it simply, it's just a number that tells you how bright the sky looks from a specific spot on the ground. Think of it as the official yardstick for light pollution.
And the data that came back from those sensors, wow, it tells a seriously dramatic story. When you compare the measurements from the brightest city spots to the darkest rural ones, you get this incredibly clear picture of what we've actually done to the night.
Get ready for this number. On a clear, moonless night, the sky in the city of Vigo was measured to be nearly 23 times brighter than a natural, unpolluted dark sky. I mean, not double, not triple, 23 times. That's just wild.
And these graphs let you actually see that massive difference. Over on the right, that's the data from a dark site. See that single sharp peak? That's a consistently dark sky. But now look at the left, the city data. It's completely different. It's split into two peaks, and that weird split reveals something truly bizarre about how our light pollution behaves.
And that leads us to one of the most surprising, totally counterintuitive findings from the whole study. It's a phenomenon we can call the bright cloud paradox.
I mean, the answer seems obvious, right? Clouds get in the way, they block the starlight, so of course they should make the night darker. And, in a natural place, that's exactly what they do. But in our cities, something very, very different is going on.
And this just lays out the paradox perfectly. In urban areas, that cloud layer, it doesn't create darkness at all. Instead, it acts like this giant reflective ceiling, bouncing all that wasted light from our streets and buildings right back down on top of us, making the night even brighter than it already was.
So how much brighter are we talking? Well, the study found that in the middle of a city, a cloudy night can be more than 25 times brighter than a clear night in the very same location. So the clouds aren't just reflecting light, they are seriously amplifying it.
This overwhelming artificial glow has consequences that go way beyond just blocking our view of the stars. It's so powerful that it's actually erasing a natural light cycle that has guided life on this planet for eons, the phases of the moon.
You can see this so clearly in the data. Look on the right. That's a year's worth of data from a dark rural site. You can easily see the monthly rhythm of the moon, right? It's like a natural heartbeat of light. Now, look at the left. That's the data from the city. That beautiful rhythm, it's gone. It's just a flat line, totally drowned out by this constant, unchanging wall of artificial light.
And this is why it all matters so much. This isn't just some aesthetic problem for astronomers or people who like stargazing. Erasing the night like this has these deep, far-reaching consequences for our whole planet. This constant light
totally messes up nocturnal ecosystems, affecting everything from insects to migrating birds to sea turtles. It's also a colossal waste of energy. Get this, back in 2005, lighting used up almost a fifth of all the electricity on the globe. And of course, it erases our shared cultural heritage, cutting us off from a connection to the cosmos that has inspired humanity forever.
And so that kind of leaves us with one last big thought. The moon is the second brightest thing in our sky, and yet our cities have managed to make its cycle completely invisible. It really makes you wonder, if we can drown out the moon, what other more subtle signals from the natural world have we already lost without even realizing it?